Hasn't really been a whole lot of change over the last 24 hours for Shiba Inu. We did have a red day yesterday. We started on a little bit of a red note today. And what we're still trying to do is just build that inverse head and shoulders. We're trying to set up this right shoulder for an aggressive move and break of that 20-day moving average. So hopefully that's something that can build as we get into the next day or two here. But what I did want to show everybody is just something that's happening in terms of money flow that could actually be very good for SHIB, and it's in regards to the ETH ecosystem. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. So again, guys, this is really what we're watching for, is SHIB to come down somewhere to this 40113 range or so, and again, try to build that right shoulder on our inverse head and shoulders here so we can try to make that move and cross that 20-day moving average. All right, I want to remind everybody that basically our EMA and our SMA are kind of right on top of each other here. So that's going to be a really important breach when Shiba Inu does get this to take place. Not saying it's going to be today, tomorrow, or the next day, but I would expect that if we're going to make this move, it's sometime before the middle of next week. That would make a whole lot of sense. What we're also looking at later this week, I need to remind people of, is the PC report tomorrow, and then next week, jobs report. So we have some things that could cause a little bit of a spark in the market, a little bit of excitement. I will say BTC is doing a very good job of holding at about 107K and above. We need to stay above this 20-day moving average. That's a great sign. But what I will say is actually ETH is doing a great job of getting back on trend here. So right now, it's fighting all of its moving averages. It's trying really hard to break up. And I want to show everybody just the ETH BTC chart, something I wasn't actually planning on looking at in this video, but we had a nice strong bounce off of this floor. I think that was actually really important. And the fact that we're setting up slightly higher lows is a great sign. We did get a wick all the way up to the 20 and the 50-day moving average here. And if we can start to break back up to the point of this trend, that could be a very good sign. Do want to remind everybody, though, we look at this is par for the course. So we're still following exactly what we did back in 2019. So that could potentially mean that as we make our way through July, it could look a little pumpy until the middle of July, and we could in fact see some kind of rough seas once we get into August. All right, don't shoot the messenger, just saying that could be what we're in store for. However, there has been insane levels of ETH accumulation by institutional players. That has been a great sign. Yesterday was another huge inflow day, like $60-70 million or so. Didn't actually, you know what? Let's just pull it up. It was a lot. And this week is on pace to be one of the largest weeks we've seen here again in 2025. So $60 million yesterday, $70 million the day before, $100 million the day before that. So we're talking $230 million over this week alone. And just to show you guys what this looks like, guys, this is the week that we're at right now. If this continues, it's just probably going to be the second or third largest week of this year. That's a great sign for ETH itself. But something that I think is even more important to monitor than this is actually what the capital flows are doing. So this is actually the net flows in exchanges in regards to stablecoins, okay? And you guys can see that there has actually been a lot of stablecoin inflows coming to Ethereum. Now, why would that be? Well, this is about the point in that cycle, or about the point in the cycle where Ethereum starts to gain some ground and outperform BTC. This is about the time where you start to see some of the blue chip ERC20s make up a little bit of ground. Not saying that SHIB needs to move in a big way today or anything like that, but this is worth noting because this has historic precedence. This is where you start to see a lot of people really starting to smash the buy button. Now, what I will say here is that when we're looking at something like USDT dominance, for example, we're still not showing signs yet that this capital is ready to flow back into altcoins yet. All right. It's trying really hard. But again, the PTSD from retail has just been so prevalent in this market cycle. We're trying to do a similar thing here. We're trying to build basically, this right shoulder here on our head and shoulders there and get this USDT dominance breakdown and get down again to that 4.45%. That's kind of our big target here, guys, is this spot. And when we do, in fact, finally start breaching below and closing candles below here, that is going to be a very good sign. That could be where, again, you start to see this extended drop where you start to see alts really perform well. Just take a look. About November 11th was the last time we saw this take place. And what did SHIB do? What did other ERC20s and alts do during that time? We saw them go on pretty significant runs. During that time, guys, I want to remind everybody, hopefully I don't have my drawing tool on here. When we look at that time, that is right about when SHIB had some of its biggest days, big extensions, right? So that's kind of what we're waiting for. We're, again, waiting for enough confidence in the market, but we're starting to see some of those early signs that we had been hoping for and waiting for. Not there quite yet, but we are inching closer and closer every day. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate it as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.